Electricians' life is too short to work for dickheads, and I genuinely mean that. We want to get out of bed in the morning, have a coffee, jump in the van and go to a destination that we're going to enjoy. Most importantly, know that we're going to get paid at the end of it. Established businesses more than any have this fucked up, because what happens, and it happened to me, was you start your electrical business, you take any work that comes in, you end up quoting it, most likely underquoting it. You're 2-3 months into that project. You're stressed, you're dreading going in every day, you're wondering, are you going to get paid? And that's what I want to eradicate in today's video. Is we want to nail down the before stage of your customer's journey, niche, the kind of work that you want to do, you like doing, and you know most importantly is going to give you the most profit that you can possibly get. 2 is target market. Who is the person that's going to be paying the bills for your niche? Who is the gatekeeper or individual person that we're going to pinpoint and target to get that work? And number 3, hands down the most important thing about marketing is your messaging. How are we going to attract them with the right messaging to get them to raise their hand to say, hey, that's the electrical business that I want in my home or my business. They are the exact outfit. How do I send an inquiry? How do I give them a call? Let's get into it. What a niche is being an expert electrician for a specific service in a specific area. For example, if you're an electrician, you're in the Sutherland Shire and you want to get more solar leads, more electric vehicle leads, more maintenance work, you need to be known as an expert in that area. When you master that area, consider moving outside of it. Don't try and take over a major city like Sydney, Brisbane, Perth, Melbourne. Start small, grow out of there. People get caught in the headlights, want to be Billy Big Balls, have this massive business taking over Sydney or a major city. You need to crawl before you walk. Before we bite the hand that feeds us, we do not want to cut off our income. So if you're working for a shitty builder that you want to get rid of, or a shitty real estate agent you want to get rid of, do not shoot them down until you've got your niche mastered, you've got leads coming in for your niche, or you've got that flow of work that can replace them. It's a rookie thing to do that all of a sudden you go, bang, don't want to work for that builder, bang, don't want to work for that real estate agent. You've just cut off some income. Even though you may not want to work for them, it's very important we keep that cash flow coming in while you work on your niche. Specialist electricians get paid more than general electricians, and it's no different to the medical industry, where if you've got a cardiologist, they're going to get a lot more money than a GP because they're specialised, they spent the time, they're renowned for that. If you've got a problem with the ticker, you're going to be going to a heart surgeon. You're not exactly going to go to a GP and say, hey, you're going to do a half the price, you can have a crack off this, your life is on the line. Mind you, some of my old clients probably would have taken them up on that. When your business is renowned for an electrical service, again, let's just say solar, your business becomes very, very easy to refer. Let's say you've got a network, be it a networking group or else other trades. If somebody in their group asks them, do they know anybody that specializes in solar? You come top of mind. The reason is you've got the credibility, you've got the reviews that are tailored around it, you've got the content on your website that's around it. Systemization of your electrical business becomes very easy when you are a niche business, because the leads that are going to come in are going to be all pretty damn similar. So what happens is they move along the flow, how the call is answered, how the email is answered, how they're into the job management software. All of the flow is going to be very similar, that it becomes very easy to start building out little systems in the business, little templates, how you move jobs around your job management software, how you quote, the authority you add with the quotes. All of that becomes so simplistic. One of the parts I love about niche the most is it's going to make your electrical business so easy to market because you're sticking to one core service. You're not there saying we're all things to everyone. We are specialists at solar, etc., etc. That is going to tie into part 3. Super quick podcast interruption. Hope you're enjoying it. If you check out the show notes attached to this podcast, there are links to find me directly. If you want to work with me, I work with electrical business owners just like you, improving their electrical businesses. If you want a little bit extra to the podcast, there's also a short email series to improve your simplified, sparky marketing flywheel. Back to the podcast, which is messaging. So now we're going to crack on to target market. Niching is the type of work. Target market is who's controlling the work or who's paying the bills, most importantly. So again, let's stick to the solar business. We are going to be dealing direct with a client. If we were not direct to the client, like a homeowner, we would be dealing with strata or a real estate or a builder or something like that. Now, with targeting that, you've got a gatekeeper in the way, which is very important. So we're not actually targeting the in-person, which would be the manager. We would almost be targeting Judy, who sits at reception. We need to get to know Judy very, very well, because only Judy is going to open the gate and let us through to that property manager. So it's very important you get very, very granular with your target market. I get oddly granular with my target market. I know my target market is a female. She's 46. She drives a Mazda, lives in the inner west. I won't get into anymore. I get my clients to get extremely granular with the target market. Now, by that, what I do is with a simple prompt, we go through a little formula. We upload that to AI and we spit out an avatar. And the reason we spit out that avatar of the ideal client is that's our target. That's the person that we're going to aim for. Everything we develop, every single piece of marketing messaging, which I'm going to get into next, is going to be targeted to that one person. And it's fucking awesome that you've got a visual. You can see that person that we're targeting. And that makes it very easy to start making content then to attract that client. Not all revenue is equal. What I mean by that is $1 from one client isn't the same as $1 from another client. Why I get very specific on attracting clients that they come to us is clients are going to make or break your mood or your day or your job, as I spoke at the start of this video. And that means if you've got a punish of a client, it's going to be not difficult just for you. It's going to be difficult for your staff, for your mentality, all of that. So I don't see dollars as equal value. I always want to work for the best clients. I've got qualifiers in my electrical business. It stops me working with shitty clients. They don't make it over the hurdles to get to that stage where I'm giving them a quote. I disqualify them immediately, get rid of them. It's not worth the mental strain. As I said, life is too short to work for dickheads. That's why messaging is so important, which is part 3. Messaging, in my opinion, is hands down the most important part about marketing. For example, I started this video by saying electrician. Had I said carpenter, would you have watched this video if you're a Sparky? I don't think so. That was intentional. That's what I want you to do with your marketing, is be extremely intentional with your messaging. Now, I'm going to give you an example of messaging and why it's so important. Let's give an example of shampoo. We've got somebody that's got frizzy hair and they need shampoo. They walk down the aisles in Coles or Woolworths. They're walking down. They've got 2 bottles on the shelf. One just says shampoo. The other says shampoo specific for frizzy hair. What shampoo are they going to choose? Obviously, the frizzy hair shampoo. And that right there is 101 of marketing messaging. Being very, very specific, being very, very clear on what you do. And what this does as well is, if your messaging is correct, we want to repel the wrong type of client. If you're getting really bad leads coming through to your website, your messaging is most likely off. If you're saying stuff like free quotes, we beat any quote, we will not rip you off, this kind of shit, you're going to attract the wrong type of client. You're going to attract D-grade, bottom of the barrel, tire kickers, take you for a ride kind of clients. That's why it's super important that you get your messaging dialed in. And it's okay, I can help with that. There's links in the description. Confused messaging attracts confused clients. So one thing to note is, if you confuse, you lose. If you talk too much jargon or you go off into several different categories that you can do as an electrical business, people are unsure when they come to your electrical business. To conclude, clear messaging, it attracts the right clients, repels the wrong clients, makes quoting easier, and it makes sales smoother for your electrical business. In the next video, I'm going to speak about putting yourself out there and leads starting to come into your business, what happens next. Loads of free shit linked in the bio underneath, including a free marketing email series. Subscribe so you don't miss the next video. Catch you next one.